Oh my god, that one definitely left me with a headache. At least it'll give me a few more viewings before I fully get that one, but man, I really hope I don't have a brain tumor from Videodrome. Oh, shh.
Here we go! This night, you're gonna find that nightmares do come true. We will find you. Trick or treat. This night, you're gonna find that.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to 31 Days of Horror Year 3. This is Day 8. I am Morgan Film Fan. Let's jump into some scares. So Videodrome is a film from 1983 by the famous body horror maestro David Cronenberg. Canadian film, of course. I think I just said that. Taking place in Toronto, Ontario. Very, very close to home. And yeah, definitely very Cronenberg-esque on this one. Plot-wise, okay, here we go. Let's attempt this. You have this this guy who basically owns a television station. His name is Max, and he works in basically erotic stuff. He's a porn, not director, but basically porn distributor, and his station deals with a lot of softcore porn and late night television and shit. And he meets this woman named Nikki. And Nikki is a very funky woman in in her sexual ways. She likes pain a lot, and he discovers this thing called Videodrome, which is a video being distributed, and it kind of seems like it's a snuff film, and or in that kind of realm. And this guy Max, he wants to find it because he wants to basically use it for his programming and kind of get a little bit more risky with his television programming kind of thing. So he goes to hunt this down. He's kind of searching for it basically. He ends up finding this guy named Brian Oblivion, who basically makes a bunch of tapes and distributes this Videodrome thing, or he's kind of behind it. And he meets this other ex porn star named or softcore porn star named Masha, who gives him the name of this Brian guy. And his daughter basically gives him all the information on, like Brian Oblivion's daughter, Bianca Oblivion is her name in the film, gives Max, the lead character, all this information on her father and how he basically became obsessed with this Videodrome. I don't know what you would call it. It's a video, but the wavelength of the film when you watch it basically can give you a bunch of hallucinations and put you in a different realm basically. And that's what Max starts to experience. And during these scenes of these hallucinations, things get really funky and really bizarre. And the film really takes you into a world where they blend the hallucination versus reality thing to the extreme in this one. They do a really good job with it, but it really gets confusing, and you really have to focus on it so much to really know what's going on. And even then, like I say, this one is going to do for a lot more viewings before I can fully wrap my mind around what exactly is going on. There's tons of body horror, which David Cronenberg is famous for. This release actually is released by Criterion. Real nice release. I'm glad I picked this one up for actually really cheap at a used video store. But anyway, yeah, there's tons of body horror in here. There's a scene where he's hallucinating and like he literally the TV starts bulging as if it's alive, like even the sides of the screen and stuff and the videotape he has in his hand starts pulsating as if like and it gets all veiny and pulsating as if it's made out of flesh. It's out there. It's certainly out there. I really enjoyed this film. I'm gonna give this one quite a high score. But it's unique. Its plot is very unlike a lot for its time, and even today it like its themes renaissance with today too. How connected we are to like telescreens and how basically our lives revolve around you know screens really and what we watch and how invested we get with our minds into telescreens and everything being broadcasted basically. Very very great concepts in here. And yeah, the whole thing with hallucinations, the whole purpose of this Brian Oblivion guy, and also another guy that works with him as well. Like Brian was basically the first victim of this Videodrome thing, and Barry Convex is the guy who actually wants to distribute this Videodrome to the public using a television broadcasting network to basically make hallucinations controllable and create a whole brand new sense of what reality is versus unreality. And he wants to use Max as his guinea pig kind of thing. But a lot of crazy ideas come about as the film progresses. I mean, there's a scene where it gets like really body horror-ish. There's a scene where Max, our main character, starts to actually like put a gun and at one point a videotape inside of himself, like through his stomach. So you actually see his hand go inside of himself with this big gash that kind of looks like a vagina actually through his belly, and he's just sticking his hand in there and going to town. There's a scene where he has a gun in his hand and it begins to bind with his hand with these like metal rods and shit that go into his wrist. Really, really gross stuff. The final kill is fantastic. The final kill at the end of the movie, so basically the climax kill, is so practical and so bloody. It's so good. I just loved it. That's what gore and horror is all about to me, is scenes like that. Just so well done, completely done practical. I love it. But yeah, and yeah, there's tons of scenes that like really draw you in and really bizarre stuff. Like there's a lot of like pain involving sex and sex involving pain. There's a lot of like kinky kind of BDSM themes to the film as well. And during some hallucination scenes, there's this one in particular actually where that involves a whip and a TV, where the TV is getting whipped, and then on the screen of the TV, there's a woman kind of like feeling it. So the buddy's whipping the TV, and on the TV, it's the woman as if she's getting whipped herself. Really bizarre stuff. But really driving its themes into how much influence television and broadcasting and anything to do with what's projected on a screen, how much influence that has on people. And I really really like those themes. I actually can't wait to watch this film again. This one is one that I'll be watching many times. I'm literally probably going to give this one a 94 out of 100. Why out of 100? Because I hate decimals. But yeah, highest scored film so far through this 31 Days of Horror, 94 out of 100. Might even go higher than that as soon as I start to grasp all its themes. But I really love this one. This is easily a Cronenberg masterpiece. I can see why. And yeah, it's fully recommended for me. If you don't know Cronenberg, He's the Canadian master of body horror. He's famous for body horror, which basically involves anything horrific involving the body. So whether it's excretions or whether it's things put into the body, anything disturbing that involves the human body is what Cronenberg has grown his name about. And it's funny actually, because Cronenberg is one of the three Davids that I always confuse. There's David Cronenberg, there's David Lynch, and there's David Fincher. Cronenberg, Lynch, Fincher, and I get them confused quite often, but Cronenberg is the Canadian one and the master of body horror. That's how I remember it. So, that's going to be day number 8 of 31 Days of Horror. Please subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you have not already. And I love doing these reactions. Again, like I've mentioned before, all these films I'm doing are first time watches for me, so I've never seen any of them before. Some of them are even wrapped in plastic still. And I've been buying them since May to prepare for this, so I'm having a blast, I'm having lots of fun, and until next time, until tomorrow, cheers.